Hey y'all, so I am back with another video, and if you're watching this, today is Monday, February 14th, so happy Valentine's Day to you all. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my daughter's nails, and they will be a Valentine's inspired set. So to start this set off, I'm going to be, of course, doing my natural nail prep. Now, when it comes to her, I always have to do the most when it comes to my natural nail prep. She does get a lot of that build up, that dead cuticle, so I really have to go in and make sure that I get everything off. Some clients I don't even have to do much to them, but with her I already know I have to go in. So I'm using my cuticle bit just to get that dead skin detached from her nail plate, and now I'm coming in with my sanding band and I'm just buffing that nail plate just to get the shine away. I don't want to do too much to the natural nails. This part is only to remove shine, and also I'm going to get any extra bit of that dead skin that the cuticle bit did not get. Next, I'm going to come in with my nippers, and I'm just going to try to get away as much of that dead skin as I possibly can without getting too close to her living skin. So I'm only removing what is hanging off. And y'all know I do not like to use these, but I will use them if I have to. I try not to leave anything behind because that will just lead you into lifting. So here I have applied my tapered square tips, and I have pretty much been using these for everyone. I get them from Zuley's and I just love them. I love the way they're shaped. I love that there's not a deep C curve, so I have really been enjoying these. So to cut down her length, I'm just taking my scissors and taking off what she wanted, and then I'm just going to measure them to the other ones and get those ones also in shape. So my next step is to flush out that tip where the natural nail meets it. You want this flush, you never want to leave it too thick because it just possibly could interrupt the smoothness of your acrylic. It could stick up from underneath and it just makes for a smoother application. So I never skip this step. So my next step is just to come in with my ball bit and just buff away at the back of her skin just to make sure that any little bit that I did not get with the nippers, I'm going to get with that. This one I really do love. It just smooths and buffs that skin right off. After that, I went in and used my dehydrator and primed twice. So for my application, I'm coming in with Valentino's Perfect Nude, and I'm applying that at the center of the nail, and I'm going to walk that down, but I'm not going to walk it down all the way. I'm going to be leaving my tip clear, so I want to walk it down over the natural nail so you won't see any of that natural nail, and then once I get it to that point, I'm just going to blend it down. Once I have it blended down, I'm going to come in with my cuticle bead and just apply that and blend it into the first one. So once I have that cuticle bead applied, I am going to focus on the tip. Like I said, I want it clear, so I'm just going to take my brush, and there you see me just wiping away, making sure none of that nude residue is on the tip. I want it to stay clear. So I'm going to move away from the pinky and jump over here to the ring finger. This one is just going to be the solid nude, and I'm going to apply that at the center of the nail and then walk that down, and I'm going to apply this in a 2-bead method. And now that I think about it, y'all, I do not think that this is the Perfect Nude from Valentino. I think this is just one of my self mixes. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I try to have such a wide range of nudes, and if I don't have a certain nude that I feel like I need, I'll go in and I will just mix something up right then and there. So that's probably what happened when it came to this nude. But like I said, this one is going to be a full solid color, so I'm really going to focus on my application. I have said it a million times. Your application is going to be key when it comes to how your nails turn out. That is the one thing I feel like you have to just solely focus on when you first start. Don't worry about design. Your main priority should be working on your application and being able to control the product and being able to mold it. Once you have that control, everything else just falls into place. Okay, so I'm going to jump back to my pinky and I'm going to get this one encapsulated. So I'm going to start at the center of the nail and I'm going to just walk that bead down, and I'm trying just to really move it by controlling the sides. So kind of just telling it where it needs to go. Now this bead is wet. That is the key when you're trying to create a glass nail. You want that clear to be super clear. You don't want to see any bubbles in it, and you have to work wet. Now there's different ways you can do it. You can keep building it up and apply small beads, just wet small beads over and over until you get that structure that you want. I have been trying to do it like that, but I find it's easier for me if I take a bead, and like a medium sized bead, a very wet one, apply it, and then just point the finger down and let it flow from where I started, which would be the center of the nail, and then down to the tip, and just let it fall down. I really get a clear nail when I do it like that. Okay, so for my middle finger, I'm going to be doing a French, and I'm going to start with a medium bead, center of the nail, and as you can see, I'm pressing that acrylic in. Even if I wasn't doing a French with my first bead, any kind of bead I'm laying, I'm pressing that product in. You want to keep your sides nice and thin, and then you want the majority of your acrylic to always be towards the center. And then you want it to be, of course, like I mentioned in my last video, at the base of the nail where your tip meets your natural nail. That's where you want to start creating your apex. So you always see me applying my beads, and I pretty much do the same thing with each one. I'm just doing it in different positions or in different places. But like I said, apply your first bead, press it in, and then start doing what you need to do. Here I'm starting to mold it into that almond shape, and then once I have that done, I'm going to come in with my cuticle bead and apply that and blend it through. Okay, so for my pointer finger, that one is also going to be just a full solid. So I'm going to apply that one using the 2 bead method. And then also on my thumb, I'm going to be creating a French for that one. Okay, so back to my French. I did go in and file the surface of that nail bed. I didn't go too much into filing it perfectly because the design that I'm going to be doing, I would just be doing too much. So I just went in, filed the surface of it, and now I'm coming in and I'm filling it in with the white, and I'm taking that white, placing it at the tip of the nail, and then I'm just pressing it back, making sure that I'm trying to be super clean, keep my sides clean, and keep that white too much off of that nude, because I am going to encapsulate this French. Normally I wouldn't, but for some reason I ended up encapsulating it. So I'm being careful about how I apply the white, so when I come in with my clear, I won't have to file that beforehand. So for the thumb, I'm not going to use white. I'm going to leave this one clear. So I'm going to come in and start my encapsulation right there where the bed meets the tip, and I'm just going to walk that down. Now it's kind of hard to do this one really wet because I want to be able to make sure that I'm molding the tip right. So I'm going to do the best I can. I'm still working wet, but still trying to get that molded into that tip. All right, so I have my application all done. Now I'm moving on to finish filing. So the first thing I'm going to do is do my sides first. I want to get those nice and sharp and in the shape that I want them to be. Of course, like I said, we're going for tapered square. So I'm just going to take my hand file, sharpen them up, try not to do too much, and then I'm going to come in with my e-file, and this is a fine bit. I've had this one for so long, so it's so dull, but I still like it for finish filing because you want it just to smooth it out and take off a little bit of bulk if there is, but there's really not much bulk. I'm just kind of getting it into shape and really trying to flush out the cuticle area with this bit. All right, finished filing done, got them into shape, and now we're going to move on for some design. So I'm going to start on the pinky where that clear tip is, and I'm going to do some stamping. Now I had plans, y'all, to do so much to this set, but my time was winding down and it seemed like stuff was just going wrong. So I came in with my stamping plate. This one is from Clear Jelly Stamper, I believe, and I'm going to just create some heart designs. So I'm using Clear Jelly, and I love them because they have layered stamping, so you can do multiple colors. So this is my first color that I'm going to use. I'm going to use a light pink, and now I'm going to come in and use a darker pink, and I'm basically going to stamp the edge of the top half of a little heart, and that pretty much makes it so easy. That's why I love stamping. You can create stuff like this just like that. Now stamping is not easy for everyone though. Let me say that. It does take a lot of practice, y'all. I took forever to learn how to properly do stamping. It's all like in the little things you do, the flick of the wrist, how much pressure you put on your plate. So many things come into play. So you have to just take your time and practice at it. So I'm going in, and the other stamping that I did, that pink heart was out of focus, but here I'm just layering a small heart in the center of that. Now for this finger, I have already applied a thin coat of blossom gel, and then on my palette I just mixed those three colors, the light pink, dark pink, and white, and then I swirled them together, and then I'm coming in with my art brush and just layering that on top. Now when you do this technique, you want to make sure that you are lightly laying that color on the top of that nail. That's going to help from keeping that nail so thick. Now everything else, y'all, what I did was out of focus. I'm so sorry about that. So that's why I didn't even choose to show you. But I outlined the French with the dark pink. The thumb, I outlined it with the light pink. And then I went in and applied a flame heart, which was just a sticker, to the pointer nails. So that's it, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in another video. Bye.